Hello everybody and welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me on Full Throttle Drive. So today we are going to continue the wrap on my Audi R8, and it has proved to be pretty difficult. The last video that we left off on, we were doing the roof and we were exhausted. It took us almost 4 hours, but we finally got it. And unfortunately, at the very last moment, I was just taking a little bit of the slack out of here. There was a little bit of wrinkles on the top of the roof, just a nice little pull, and it completely tore. It is colder in here. We got some heaters going, but with it being a little bit colder, a tension tear happened, ruined all of the work. It was pretty saddening. We were really bummed, and unfortunately our camera died at the same time right before it happened, so we didn't even catch it on camera. But all that is left is this. That's what we have for 4 hours of work, unfortunately. But we are going to push on. We ordered more wrap because we actually don't even have enough left to make this huge cut. So today we're going to do another really hard piece, and that's going to be the hood. We've watched some videos. CK Wraps is out there. He's done a video on this, and it looks pretty tough, but I think we can do it if we can start in the middle and work out. We found last time we were starting to get bunching. I think we did too much pulling and heating. We'll see. Unfortunately, this cooler garage, I think it works against us, but we're gonna keep going on this hood. The one thing we gotta do, and you guys will see it, is we have to debadge the front. I've never done this, and it's probably the one nervous thing I have for the car today. So we'll see how it goes, and we're just gonna go ahead and get started now.
You stole my heart of gold after my silver soul. Can you dig any deeper now? I gave you all I own, put you on this golden throne, but I'm a little stronger now. You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out, 'cause I'm done cleaning.
And just like that, we have the emblem off. There is quite a bit of tape left down that we're gonna have to be pulling off, but we got the double-sided tape off. So our next step is to try and get this all cleaned and then everything prepped, and then we can lay the vinyl wrap down. Well, we just finished getting the emblem off, and we didn't record too much of it because it took forever. That double-sided tape or adhesive that they used to put the emblems on from the factory is very, very well seated onto that paint, so we had to be very careful. We used some Goo Gone, and then I had this small little rubber scraper that we just delicately used as we went across the double-sided tape, but it finally came off. You want it completely off. It's got to be smooth, because if you don't get it smooth, you will see that on the wrap or over the wrap, so that will come out. So we got it all set up. You saw us put the tape down, and that gives us a kind of an outline to where we put the emblem back. So we're gonna go ahead and try and start wrapping this huge hood. So my cut is 92 inches and obviously 5 feet. This is a massive, massive cut and piece of vinyl. This is probably one of the biggest hoods out there, other than maybe like a Viper, maybe a really large Corvette hood, I don't know. But it is a big, big piece and hard to do in one piece, but we're gonna try. Hopefully we learned from our lesson yesterday on what not to do. We're gonna start in the middle and then push out, because this fender also goes, or this hood goes all the way over. It's got fenders kind of put into it. So, you know, like that adds to why it's so large. So we'll see how it goes. So you guys may have noticed that we were throwing some water on there. My brother actually read that if we wet down the squeegee and then throw some water on there, it will glide better, and it works like a charm. So make sure you guys do that. We noticed on the top roof, and again, we've learned so much since then, but we've learned that you don't want to just put too much pressure. It is actually a bad thing to put too much pressure. And make sure your squeegee is wet, because we were actually scraping the top every now and then. Now it just glides perfectly, and it's so much better. So quick tip for you guys. So another quick update, we finally got the front of the hood. And guys, this is really, really tough. Like, we're finding that as you stretch it, you start getting slack. Like, as you start getting to a corner, you start getting built up slack. And for a while we were struggling, and then I remember that, you know, heat is your friend, but you can only use so much, or you start getting, you know, things under, like where you actually are pulling too much. So you gotta be really, really careful with that. But we were able to get the front. Now we're gonna work our ways over to the fenders, but that was really tough. To give you an example, we've been working on this for over 3.5 hours, and that CK Wraps guy that does this professionally, he did this hood in about an hour by himself. So there is a huge thing between obviously being a professional and just doing this yourself, but it's looking really good. We're pretty happy with it. We have very few little imperfections, so I think for, you know, making this ourselves, we're pretty happy so far. Well guys, so just like last video, you can see here, we got it all done. Didn't have much left, and then tragedy struck again. Oh man, it has been rough. So essentially what we think is happening is we're in this garage, and I think the warmest we're getting it is about 60 degrees. The car is cooling. So anytime we adjust it or pull up on the wrap after it's been sat down, we need to heat it more to get it back up. And if we don't heat it in the right spot, it pulls in the wrong spot, it just breaks. It just tension snaps. And that's what's happened twice, on the roof and now on the hood. And oh my goodness, we have hours and hours into this, and not to mention the cost of changing out the vinyl. It's pretty expensive, but unfortunately we got to change. I was thinking, so you can actually do this in 3 pieces. You can do one big piece and then do a seam here and a seam there, but we want to do it in one piece. That CK Wraps, he did it in one piece. It can be done, but unfortunately, this has got to be redone, and that hurts so bad. I actually, to be honest, what happened is we had a little bit of a hole that got put in right here, and we were right there, and we were trying to fix it. You can't really see, it was actually, I'm sorry, right here. And we were trying to fix it, trying to make it as best as we could. And my brother, he accidentally put the hole, and it was really small, but it was still noticeable. So I was trying to do a little bit of fixing when I came back after a little bit of time, and I made it worse. I completely ripped it. So that again is the end of the video. That is how we end it, is all of this work is now for nothing. So we get to try again with you guys. So hope you guys enjoy the content. Guys, thank you for joining us again. We're learning as we go. If you enjoyed the video, probably not much help, but at least interesting to see how difficult it can be to wrap a car. But if you did enjoy it, please hit that thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for your support. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and as always, take care. We'll see you next video.